The raw truth is that success does not come free. Every achievement you see, every empire built, every legacy remembered was paid for in blood, sweat, and sacrifice. People admire the glory, they praise the results, but they forget the price. Success demands something from you, and if you are not willing to give it, you will never taste it. That is why so many dreamers stay dreamers, because when it comes time to pay, they are unwilling to give up what is required. Think about it. You say you want success, but what have you been willing to sacrifice for it? Have you sacrificed your sleep, your comfort, your entertainment, your distractions? Or are you holding on to all of them while expecting greatness to appear? Success does not allow you to keep everything. It forces you to choose. You cannot cling to ease and expect to climb mountains. You cannot hold on to excuses and expect to break limits. You cannot waste time and expect to master your craft. Sacrifice is the exchange rate of success, and the price is always high. The problem is that most people see sacrifice as loss. They believe that giving up comfort means missing out. They believe that cutting out distractions means living less. They believe that discipline is punishment. But what they do not understand is that sacrifice is not losing, it is trading. You are trading something small for something greater. You are trading temporary pleasure for permanent strength. You are trading fleeting comfort for lasting fulfillment. Sacrifice feels like pain in the moment, but it becomes power in the future. Look at anyone you admire, anyone whose name echoes beyond their lifetime. Do you think they got there without sacrifice? No. They gave up what others refused to. They worked when others slept. They studied when others wasted time. They invested when others consumed. They faced ridicule, doubt, and failure while others avoided risk. They bled for their vision. And because they sacrificed, they earned what comfort could never give. The harsh truth is that you will never have both. You cannot have comfort and success at the same time. You cannot live an easy life and expect extraordinary results. You must decide what matters more. Do you want to feel good now, or do you want to live with pride later? Do you want the fleeting pleasure of comfort or the permanent power of success? Every day, your choices answer that question, whether you admit it or not. And here is the mental slap you need. If you are not sacrificing, you are not serious. If you are not giving up anything, you are not building anything. If you are still clinging to the same habits, the same routines, the same comforts, then do not lie to yourself about wanting success. You do not want it badly enough, because when you truly want it, you will cut away anything that holds you back. You will suffer through loneliness, through exhaustion, through failure after failure, because you understand the truth. Success demands sacrifice, and you are willing to pay. The ones who fail are not always the weakest or the least talented. They are simply the ones who refuse to pay the price. They chose distraction over discipline, ease over effort, excuses over execution, and now they live with regret. Regret is the interest charged on sacrifices you refuse to make. It grows heavier with time until it crushes you completely. But those who chose sacrifice early, they carry no regret, only results. Success will test you. It will ask you to give up things you love, things you think you need, things that feel impossible to let go of. It will strip away your illusions and force you to face yourself. And the question will always be the same. Are you willing to give up what you have for what you want? If the answer is no, then stop calling it a dream. Call it what it really is: fantasy. Dreams without sacrifice are nothing more than wishes. So decide. Decide what matters more: your comfort or your future, your excuses or your empire, your temporary pleasure or your permanent legacy. Because success does not negotiate, it does not lower its price, it does not hand out discounts. It demands sacrifice, and only those who pay are allowed to enter. Every time you choose comfort, you are making a decision against your own future. That extra hour of sleep, that wasted evening scrolling through meaningless distractions, that decision to avoid the hard work, it all has a price. You may not feel it immediately, but success is keeping track. Every skipped moment of discipline is a deposit into the account of failure. Every sacrifice avoided now is regret waiting for you later. Success remembers what you refuse to give, and it will punish you for it. Sacrifice is not optional, it is required. The world does not hand greatness to people who cling to comfort. It does not respect the ones who play it safe. It only respects the ones who are willing to bleed, to hurt, and to give up what others cannot. That is why success is rare. It demands payment most are unwilling to make. Everyone wants the glory, but few are willing to carry the cross. Everyone wants the reward, but few are willing to endure the suffering that comes first. Think about it. You admire the winners, the leaders, the ones who built something from nothing. But do you envy the years they spent in darkness, grinding when nobody noticed? Do you envy the nights they sacrificed sleep, the relationships they lost, the ridicule they endured? You celebrate the results, but would you pay the same price? If the answer is no, then you do not want success. You want the illusion of success. You want the shine without the suffering, and that will never happen. Sacrifice will break you down. It will test your patience, your strength, your willpower. It will strip away your illusions and force you to stand naked in front of your own weaknesses. That is why so many give up. They reach the moment of sacrifice and turn back, convincing themselves that it was not meant to be. But the truth is that it was meant to be. They just refused to give what it required. This is why mediocrity feels so safe. Mediocrity does not ask for much. It lets you keep your comfort, your habits, your excuses. It lulls you into thinking you are fine. But mediocrity is a prison. It chains you to an ordinary life, to unfulfilled potential, to quiet desperation. Sacrifice is the key that opens the door out of that prison. Without sacrifice, you will never escape it. Here is what you must understand. Sacrifice is not punishment. It is transformation. Every hour you sacrifice builds discipline. Every distraction you cut away builds focus. Every moment of comfort you give up builds strength. Sacrifice molds you into the kind of person who can actually handle success. Without sacrifice, success would destroy you because you would not have the character to carry it. That is why success demands sacrifice first. It is the process that prepares you for the weight of greatness. But you must be willing to go further than most. You must sacrifice not just once, not just for a season, but constantly. The higher you climb, the more success demands. The more you achieve, the greater the price becomes. Many lose everything because they thought sacrifice was a one-time payment. But it is not. Sacrifice is a lifetime subscription. You keep paying or you stop growing. And here is the mental slap you need. If you are not suffering in some way, if you are not uncomfortable, if you are not letting go of things you enjoy for the sake of something greater, then you are not on the path to success. You are lying to yourself. You cannot escape sacrifice. You can only delay it. And the longer you delay, the heavier the cost becomes. Pay now with pain, or pay later with regret. That is the choice. So do not envy the winners if you are not willing to sacrifice like they did. Do not admire greatness if you are not ready to bleed for it. Success is not cruel, it is fair. It gives to those who sacrifice, and it withholds from those who cling to comfort. The question is not whether success is possible for you. The question is whether you are willing to pay the price it demands. There is no shortcut to greatness. Every path that looks easy is a trap. Every promise of quick results is a lie. Success is not built in comfort, and it is not achieved without loss. You will lose sleep. You will lose relationships. You will lose moments of pleasure. But in return, you will gain strength. You will gain respect. And you will gain a future that comfort could never give you. The problem is, that most people see only what they are losing, not what they are gaining. They focus on the pain of sacrifice instead of the power it creates. That is why they quit before they ever see results. Sacrifice is not glamorous. It is lonely nights, silent battles, and invisible effort. It is working when nobody is watching, grinding when nobody is clapping, and suffering when nobody is encouraging you. That is why so few endure it, because it feels thankless. But the reality is that every sacrifice builds a foundation beneath you. Every day you suffer for your dream, you are laying bricks that no one can see. And then one day, the world looks up and notices the structure you built. They call it success, but you know the truth. It was sacrifice all along. The dark truth is that not everyone is meant to succeed. Not because they cannot, but because they will not. They are not willing to pay the price. They want the reward, but they refuse the suffering. They want the glory, but they avoid the grind. They want the crown, but they will not bleed for it. That is why success belongs only to the few. The few who embrace the pain, who welcome the sacrifice, who understand that the price is heavy but worth it. Ask yourself honestly, what have you been unwilling to give up? Because that is exactly what is holding you back. Is it your comfort, your habits, your distractions, your fear of missing out? Whatever you cling to is the chain keeping you from moving forward. You cannot carry everything and expect to climb. At some point, you must drop the weight. And the higher you want to go, the more you will have to release. Sacrifice is not just about what you give. It is about who you become when you let go. The ones who rise are the ones who treat sacrifice as normal. They stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What else must I give?" They do not run from discomfort, they chase it. They do not avoid pain, they embrace it. They do not complain about sacrifice. They welcome it as proof they are on the right path. That is why they grow while others stay stuck. They understand that sacrifice is not punishment. It is the ticket to the life they want. Here is the mental slap. Your dream will cost you everything you are unwilling to give. If you refuse to sacrifice your comfort, your dream will remain a fantasy. If you refuse to sacrifice your excuses, your dream will remain a wish. If you refuse to sacrifice your fear, your dream will remain a prison. Success will not lower its price for you. You either pay in full or you walk away empty. That is the law, and it will never change. But there is power in this. When you accept sacrifice as the price of entry, you stop wasting time. You stop waiting for easy. You stop expecting success to come cheap. You embrace the grind, you embrace the struggle, and you embrace the suffering because you know it is the only path. And once you commit to sacrifice fully, success has no choice but to respond. So the next time you hesitate, the next time you want to quit, the next time comfort tempts you, remember this. Success is watching. It sees every choice, every sacrifice, every effort, and it will give you exactly what you have earned. No more, no less. Success is not a reward you stumble into by luck. It is a debt you pay with your life, and every single day is another installment. Those who win understand this. They do not waste time searching for balance between comfort and greatness, because they know both cannot exist together. They accept the pain, they embrace the loss, they welcome the grind because they understand the bargain. Sacrifice first, success later. That is the only exchange rate life recognizes. Sacrifice will demand pieces of you that you thought you could never give. It will ask for your time when you are already exhausted. It will ask for your focus when your mind is scattered. It will ask for your discipline when temptation surrounds you. It will ask for your strength when you feel weakest. And if you refuse, if you hesitate, if you say, "Not today," then success turns its back. Success does not wait. It does not beg. It moves toward those who pay the price, and it leaves behind those who cling to excuses. The cruel truth is that sacrifice is not temporary. It does not end once you achieve something. The higher you climb, the greater the demands become. If you want to maintain success, you must keep sacrificing. That is why so many rise for a moment and then fall. They thought sacrifice was a down payment, not a lifelong contract. They thought the price would shrink over time, when in reality it only grows heavier. Success is not a one-time purchase. It is a subscription, and the cost is due every day. This is why average people resent the successful. They see the results, but they ignore the sacrifices. They convince themselves that luck, privilege, or opportunity made the difference. They lie to themselves because it is easier than facing the truth that they were never willing to pay the price. They want to believe it was out of their control, but deep down, they know. They chose comfort, they chose distraction, they chose mediocrity, and mediocrity is what they received. Sacrifice will test everything about you. It will test your patience when progress is invisible. It will test your faith when failure is constant. It will test your willpower when nobody believes in you. Sacrifice will strip you down until there is nothing left but your true self. And in that moment you will either break or you will be reborn. That is why sacrifice feels unbearable, because it is killing the weaker version of you so that the stronger version can rise. You have to decide what you are willing to lose, because make no mistake, you will lose something. You will lose comfort. You will lose people who do not share your vision. You will lose pieces of the life you once thought you needed. But if you are willing to endure that loss, you will gain something greater. You will gain power. You will gain respect. You will gain freedom. That is the trade. Sacrifice strips away what is unnecessary so that success can replace it with what is essential. Here is your final mental slap. You cannot cheat sacrifice. You cannot bargain with it. You cannot escape it. You will either sacrifice willingly, or life will force sacrifice upon you in the form of regret. The choice is not whether you will sacrifice. The choice is whether your sacrifice will build you or bury you. The ones who rise choose to sacrifice now, so they do not have to sacrifice their future later. The ones who fall avoid sacrifice now and spend their lives mourning what could have been. Success demands sacrifice. If you want it, pay the price. If you are unwilling, stop pretending. Success does not belong to those who wish. It belongs to those who give until it hurts, and then keep giving. Subscribe for more.